I took the picture in passing.
Okay.
And I sent it to you, and then I went back to see like what brand it was or whatever. But the dude who was running the shop didn't even know like where the he got it from. I was like, "Can I see the box?" He's like, "Oh, I don't have it." I was like,
"Oh, one of those."
So I got no details on the figure, but it looked official as hell. That's all I have.
Oh, that's that good.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ooch. I'm here with my brother Ooch and the homie Kai, and we are back again. Once again, how y'all doing today? Boys, children of all ages, the original trifecta is here. Yes, no little Ooch. He's probably FaceTiming. Who knows? But we miss you, brother Ooch. Take it away.
You listen here. Mr. Real Demo, aka Modified, aka what?
AKA what?
What do we call him?
You don't even know his
Big
fucking,
brain.
Yeah, IQ. You don't know his fucking name?
IQ.
IQ Ooch, yeah.
Well, this is an IQ. This isn't an IQ play right here.
Oh, okay. All right. So speak on it, I
This
guess.
is unbelievable.
Wow.
Sure.
Oh my God. Okay. Well,
But sir, if you are FaceTiming at this time, there needs to be discussions.
I can't believe he's actually being like this right now.
Nah, shut up.
All right. So let's get into it. Brothers, how you doing today, sir?
All right. Work. Yeah, work, gym. You know the deal. Work,
Yeah.
gym, hoop, pod for today.
For today, yes. That's a good flow. Kai Cat, son, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing today, sir? That was a little stuttery there. Are you feeling okay?
Let me tell you, I had a day, a very bad one at that. But
That's not good.
yeah, but you know, it is what it is. We take some, we lose some, we gain some, I don't know, get some. It's just bars. It just came to the top of my head. But yeah, I was looking forward to doing this like I always do. So I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm alive. You know, we're all here, so that's good. Minus IQ. I'm sure he's doing all right. I'm about to find out. I'm about to get to the bottom of this. Well, like what exactly he missed out for? Because I be giving him passes. You know, school related. All right, it's pass.
Wait,
Spider-Verse related. That's pass, right?
School is not in existence.
I know right now it's not in existence. Whatever the fuck that means
For him.
Yeah.
At this point in time, summer.
Yes. No.
No excuses.
I understand that.
Tuesday. Well,
Is our day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
9 to 10 p.m.
Have to keep that window.
What the fuck are you planning?
Yeah. I listen.
Unnoticed.
In his defense, this is outside of like, you know, the bullshit that he could obviously work around. You know, he has a family full of 100% Dominicans. And they be running barbecues and doing random
On
ass
a
shit on
fucking
random days
Tuesday?
at random times. So that could be a possibility. All right. This is a very real thing. But let me get these freaking formalities out of the way. If you guys want to hear your name shout out at the end of these episodes, you want to support us, help us upgrade a lot of the stuff that you see here. You want extra content, the bangers of the week, extra videos, and behind the scenes exclusive stuff. Head on over to patreon.com/Full Power Podcast. Become a thriving Ozaru today. If you have a comment, question, concern, business inquiry, or fan art you're trying to sponsor, hit us up, fullpowerpod@gmail.com. That is fullpowerpod@gmail.com. And not that wait a second. Twitter is now fucking called x.com. What the fuck is that? Full Power Pod over on Twitter, right? So yeah, my song is still gonna be the Bluebird. Don't worry, that's not going away. All right, I just want to let y'all know that right now because I'm not giving that. First of all, that song is too good. It's not my fault that we have a CEO, whoever owns Twitter. Fuck, I will not name him here. I'm not trying to give him that free press. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the best podcast around. You know what I'm saying? Oh, out here. All right, but yeah, x.com. What the fuck is that? I don't know, but it's twitter.com/fullpowerpod, right? So there you go. And then, of course, drop us a super thanks. All those comments get read first. They're prioritized and whatnot. And make sure you guys are following, or, well, yeah, that obviously, but make sure you guys are also following the polls, answering the polls, the questionnaires over on the Spotify. So that way we can get you guys involved in the conversations as well, which I will quickly start off with. And that I think this is like one of the few polls that got a perfect 100% when I asked, do you want to see a Legend 2? 100% votes. Not a single no. Good. Then we would have had some fucking problems. All right. So, as always, in full power fashion, I guess we'll go over some of these comments from last week just to get the chops rolling, right? So, this first person, they said, I literally just showed my cousin Legend Dragon Ball Tale this weekend, and he was absolutely floored by it and cannot wait for the next episode. So if you missed out on last week, that's obviously a quick plug. Definitely check out last week's episode. Also check out any of the previous episodes that we've done, especially in regards to Legend in particular. Those were some banger fucking episodes. That we talked about some great shit. We had Nasir here, the creator himself, for those that might have missed out. But I mean, I feel like this goes without saying. We're all waiting. We all love the Legend. We still love it. And there hasn't been anything better. You know, no disrespect, right? I say that with all due respect towards any other fan works, but Legend is Legend, and that's that, right? So, you got anything to add to this comment here, Brandon?
Negative.
Okay. Kai, what about you?
It's accurate.
Okay. Moving right along. Our boy Worse Than a Demon, fellow Patreon Thriving Lazaro supporter. They go, I've watched Legend once I got out of work, and it saved my whole day. I've never watched a fan-made Dragon Ball video over 20 times, including watching your reaction and others. I watched your reaction to it about 8 times. Now that's love, first and foremost. So thank you for that. And that's crazy. I never knew people really. I mean, I figured in my mind, you know, especially when you watch a reaction of something, I figured unless it was some funny shit or something crazy happened, like I would never watch a reaction more than once. But then again, I don't really be watching reactions like that. I make the reactions, right? So like the one thing I can think of, do you remember, this has nothing to do with Legend, which is funny. Do you remember that one fucking video that dude was reviewing the what do they call that? The freshman cipher, that black dude. And he was like,
the freshman cipher Shofu?
No, not with Shofu. The one with oh my god. It was like
What, you talking about like rap?
It was yeah
2016?
Yeah, the old one.
That shit was fire.
That shit was terrible. What are you talking about? It had designer.
That had designer, Uzi, 21, Savage.
And they were all trash.
Listen.
And yo, wait, what's man's name at the end? The white guy.
They even had fucking Cordier, I believe.
Do you know who I'm talking about, Kai?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, see, oh god, what the fuck was his
the
name?
white guy?
The white dude who was the only talented person on that whole shit. I totally forget his fucking name. He had the short curly hair. I think he was Jewish. I haven't
Lil
seen.
Dicky.
Yes, thank you, Lil Dicky.
Lil Dicky is fire too.
He
But
killed
that's
it.
why 2016, bro. That cipher was fire.
No, it wasn't. You would think it's fire because you listen to all of them
Lil
individually.
Listen, Lil Uzi went crazy.
No, he didn't.
21 was just 21.
No. Listen. I will say this:
Type shit.
2016, they were all terrible, all of them, besides Dicky, right? However, I'll give them credit nowadays. Now I've actually heard a lot of them in like their newer stuff, whether it's features or what, and I accept them for what they are. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. The dude who was reacting to that shit,
I remember that. I remember that. I actually remember that reaction.
He was like, "What is this cereal bars? Womp 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 ass." And he was going all like he was so mad. He kept the amount of times he kept taking his headphones off.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
That shit was so fucking funny.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming back to me now. It's coming back.
Yeah. See, now I want to go back and watch that shit just to remember. But yeah, like that's like the only time I could think of whenever I saw like a reaction multiple times. So on the topic of legend though, if you had to put a number to it, Kai, how many times would you say you've seen it?
Legend?
Yeah.
Only a few.
Only a few?
No.
What about you?
At least maybe like anywhere between like 3 and maybe 4 times, if anything. Because like the first time I watched it, of course, and then I watched it again at some point, and then maybe I think I actually think I showed it to Nick too.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out type shit.
Shout out Nick.
But yeah, other than that, I don't really think I continue to like repeat watch it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even though I know it was fire, but like,
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I watched it. I lost count of how many times I watched that shit. All right. I loved it so much. It got to a point where when the job that I had at the time, on my lunch break, I would watch it. Like that whole week, I was watching that shit. And then it was even funnier when I told the story last week about when I was at a wedding and everything like that. It was even funnier when I was with those folks, and like that wasn't the only time that we watched it. Like I remember when Roxo pulled up, we watched it. Like it was like so frequent, and every time it happened, I was like, okay, let's do it. And there was one time where I had people over here, and we had like a little video game sesh just playing, and some of my friends that pulled up, one of them said they never saw it. So everyone stopped what they were doing. They're like, put it on.
you see, it's like for me personally, I can't watch something too many times.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unless it's like an actual series or there's multiple episodes, blah blah. Because like if there's only a singular episode, I'll probably I'll start getting bored because I know it comes next.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. I'm not even gonna get mad at that because that is very true. But man,
It is good, but like that's just how my mind works. At least like I can only watch. Like for example, like when it comes to certain animes, yeah, I've watched it like multiple times, like maybe 2 or 3 at most. But I've watched them because there's seasons, or they just have 12, 13 episodes, but they were all really good. Or it just had a good story, so I don't mind watching it again because it's either a refresher for me or I'm trying to dissect it or some shit like that to learn more from from watching it again. Or learn a little bit more and stuff like that. That's the only reason I would rewatch stuff. But if there's only a singular episode, I'm only watching that shit maybe 2-3 times.
The funny thing about you saying all this is that this is also coming from the same kid who watched Dragon Ball Z on fucking repeat.
Yeah, the orange
the
drums.
orange bricks. Oh.
Yeah, like that, like yeah.
The shitty formatted, and we never knew, right? we only figured that out years later.
Honestly, that was really all we kind of had.
Yeah.
Like, cause back then, I don't even know if I had like a phone or anything yet, or like,
no,
like a mobile phone with like YouTube and all that extra shit.
No.
Like, you see what I'm saying? So like all we had was like DVDs or whatever we had in the house, and
games,
and all the games, and the fucking and the bricks.
So
that's all I was watching.
This guy, I never seen anybody so religiously put discs in the damn DVD player. And I'm not talking like, oh, okay, I'm finished with this, and then like, I put it all back up and I'm done. Bro, there was 9 of them shits. Okay. After set 9, set 1. And he would put that. He would start over.
Shit,
Yo, the amount of times you've seen I could confirm you've definitely seen Dragon Ball Z more than I have.
probably.
You have to have, because I've only watched it on television. Like whenever there was airing them shits, I watched it from start to finish on TV.
I didn't even.
And then like whenever like we were watching it on like the DVDs or whatever. But you, bro, that's OD. Like that's respect. I respect that shit. That's crazy. But I just bring it up because it's funny, because now it's like oh unless I'm dissecting it. That's funny.
Yeah, no, because it's just because there's so much more to watch.
That's true. There is.
So much
there
more
is.
to watch.
Yeah.
And, like I have a couple shows that I would probably rewatch, but it's just a matter of what one first, or whatever.
Also, we definitely watched Attack on Titan season 1 like 5 times.
Really? I don't even remember.
I remember that shit changed our lives. Just like,
Well, yeah.
yeah. So like,
I don't know about 5 times though.
no. It was often. It was very fucking often.
Oh, no.
On this topic, before I go into the next question, Kai, I want to ask you: is there any series that you've watched multiple times, and do you remember how many times you watched them? Like, what's the biggest one?
I feel like that's not very fair, especially for me, because I grew up on like strictly Dragon Ball, because I didn't get into anime until I was a college kid. So I really only watched Dragon Ball before then. So yeah, I'd probably have to chalk it up to that being the most.
I mean, it is what it is.
Outside of Dragon Ball, for me, is like it's probably like.
That's how we got here.
That is how we got here. Notice all the. Sometimes we forget too, guys. So don't. Broly's in the fucking logo. But anyway,
I would probably say like Soul Eater.
You
I watched that a lot.
You watched it like what?
At least,
Twice,
at
3
least
times?
3 times. It was actually between that Kenichi.
I never seen Kenichi.
was fire.
I always wanted to watch that shit.
Nigga, as long as you went to martial arts.
Oh yeah, the
And all
fucking
that shit.
fucking fighting anime is always good.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Bro, big tits. They got big titty bitches in that shit too.
This is the first time I've ever hearing you say that as a selling point. That's crazy.
Nah, but outside of that, like, they got good shit. Like, it's a good story overall.
See, and now it makes sense that he likes fucking isekais, right? He just outed himself officially, and IQ's not here. Oh my god, I can't wait to fucking flame your shit next week when he's back.
It's not just about that though.
Yeah.
If it's in there, it's in there. These Japanese niggas, they always include it.
That's true.
Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Oh, so speaking of Patreon shout outs, our boy Odd Man Out, said Legend brought me here, and for that I'll always be grateful. Should have a watch party every year. That would be lit. Everyone getting that feeling, but being able to share the moment with people. First time I watched it, I had 0 people around to be hyped with. Damn. I fucking hate that feeling of like being into something and have no one to be hyped with about that shit. I feel like we can all to some degree relate to that. Maybe some more than others. But first of all, Odd Man Out, shout outs to you because Legend brought you here. So that's a big shout out right there. Is there any part of that Kai, that you want to like say anything to?
No.
What about you?
Never let that man out.
Never.
Never count him out. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's dope. But yeah, I mean, growing up, I mean, it's funny because I had a select few friends that I knew liked anime, but what I always hated, and I feel like there might be people that can relate to this that are listening. I mean, back in the day, I don't know. I don't think it's like that now. I mean, maybe it is depending on where you live. But I just remember like feeling like I can only speak about this stuff at certain times around certain people, because if I run the risk of talking about, say, like Dragon Ball, for example, around like people that clearly don't, there's a very high probable chance that them motherfuckers are gonna snoop into this conversation and be like, what are you guys talking about? Right? And I hate that shit. Right? And then it's the awkward moment where you have to either explain yourself or you have to just make something up. Or, and I've seen this happen, and not with me, I've been around it, but when said people downplay the shit. See, I'm not about that life. Okay? I never was, and I never will be. Okay? I own the shit that I fucking love, and I rep that shit, and I am proud. All right? I got no shame. Okay? I'm as old as I am, and I'm probably gonna look this way for a very long time because I feel like the true fountain of youth is the shit you surround yourself with. So if you are engaged and you follow your passions and you still love that shit, and it's like a part of your like every day, or even if it's not every day, but you know, it's like very often, you'll be good. You know, obviously, you know, eat right, work out a little bit, you know, you'll be straight. But aside from that,
Get some fucking cologne.
okay. Yeah, stay for whatever, fucking ice. Yeah, okay, whatever. But
Hygiene.
all that, yeah, all the important shit aside, right? I never fraud that stuff. And I've been around people where they would be so OD with it. Like, I would be impressed. Like, yo, you know this much? And then all it takes is one motherfucker to enter that room to start talking about whatever. Like, oh, like you guys are like talking about Dragon Ball Z. And then they act like, oh yeah, that fucking kids show that, you know, we all watched as a kid. Yeah, like
Cartoon.
yeah, that cartoon. Yo,
Bitch ass
it's
nigga.
yo, that shit really irks me, because I'm like, if you're gonna be a certain way with me, but then, you know, some scrub that, I mean, yeah, you say you're friends with them, but it's just like, who you hanging out with more? You know what I'm saying? And then like, you're just gonna pretend, bro. That's fucked up, right? I was never about that. I was never with that. I don't co-sign that. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. I feel like that's definitely a topic that can be further explored. Because, you know, I'm always an advocate for people that are fully themselves, and that they are their genuine article, and that they're not trying to like change or I don't know, like to just make themselves feel uncomfortable just so that the people that they don't even fuck with are comfortable. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. That's whack. You got any relating stories, Kai?
Way too many, so I'll just sum it up with, I do not condone that fake shit.
Fair enough. I like what you do. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, let us know, guys. That's an interesting one to talk. Oh, okay, this actually reminded me of this. And it's funny enough, it's relating to this, but it also has something to do with Yu-Gi-Oh at the same time. See, because with anime, hand in hand, like if you like anime, or if you like Yu-Gi-Oh, you like probably like anime, right? So like, I'll never forget, in the 7th grade, me and a few others were bold enough to just bring our cards to school, right?
Type shit.
And then we took it a step further. We were going to play. We were going to duel each other in school. Like during lunch, obviously. Like, the fuck, we're not doing it during class. Like, you can't. Yeah, right, right? And if you did, you're lying, right? There's zero way you're going to do that. Unless you had a sub and the sub said, I don't care, right? What you do, right? That's the only way I could see that being believable. By the way, it was lunchtime. I had my deck. Friend had their deck. Next thing you know, some random ass girl from the class who was also in the classroom, I don't know why, but she came up and she picks up one of the cards that's in play. Okay, first of all,
in play.
that's strike 1 and 2. Okay,
Bitch, you're out.
yeah,
Talking about strikes.
yeah. She literally picked up the card while we was mid-game. And she goes, what would you do if I ripped this? You see that? Bro, I can't even fucking make this shit up. I will never forget that shit. Because it wasn't the fact that she did it, because she didn't do it, thankfully, right? But it was the fucking fear that what happened if she was crazy enough to actually do some shit like that, some disrespectful shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like there's so many layers to it, because it's just like you have somebody that looks down on folks like us that are literally minding their own business, playing a fucking card game, passing the time during lunch, our free time, and thinks that they are just automatically better than us because we're the ones doing something beneath them. So they feel like they have the right to make us feel like shit, and then therefore just be able to just do something like that because it's meaningless to them. But imagine if this shit was reversed. We'd probably get expelled. If like we so dared as to even threaten any type of shit. We'd have
double standards a bitch.
Yeah, don't fuck, you know, that's, oh my God. But I'll never forget I will never forget that happened. And after that day, I never brought my cars back to school again.
Can't trust these bitches.
Can't trust them, and it was just a very uncomfortable feeling, and I never wanted to feel that again. I never wanted to feel again. The next time I ever brought cards to school was in college, because guess what? There are safe spaces in college for fucking everybody. You think it? They got a club for it, or they got groups of people. Literally, there was a whole floor that was essentially dedicated for, these are where all the nerds go type shit. I hate that word, by the way. I don't even associate. I don't use it. I don't even like the word geek. I'm being dead ass. Because I don't associate. Why? Because those that are like, they own up to that shit. I've seen a lot of folks, like both sides, right? The ones that are like us here, right? That, you know, our hygiene's in check. We take care of ourselves. We, you know, the basics, right? Right. And then there's the other side. The side that that's where the fucking phrase came from, right? The motherfuckers that they don't have a life. They don't do anything else, and they smell. Though that's the shit. I'm just and you know, and they can be mad awkward too. And then because of the awkwardness is rude. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I just don't associate. That's why a lot of times I just keep to myself a lot. You know? It is what it is. So let us know if you relate in the comments below. So let me see if there's this was a quick one. This person said, when are we getting that blue lock reaction?
I forgot about that.
Exactly. I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm sorry. It's probably not gonna happen, because right now, very tight schedule, very busy, and right now we're doing Bleach. So there's that, right? We're at least doing something. We got Bleach going. I'm also doing my Adventures with Superman reactions, and then I'm, you know, reacting to whatever other trailers that I possibly can across all my channels. So there's that. Blue Lock, I don't know when I'll ever get around to it, but I probably won't react. I'll just have to watch it whenever that time comes.
I feel like when it comes down to shit like that, they would have to be binged.
Yeah, true.
Binge recorded.
Yeah. Oh well. See, I would see, and that's actually an interesting idea, right? I've thought of that, like
Just take a day.
in a well,
Take
yeah,
a
like
day.
in a world where, you know, I'm actually like I made it, right? Oh, in a world where I made it, and I'm a successful content creator across all the land, far and wide, right? And I'm making a living off of this shit. Then I could be like, all right, let's film all day reactions of the whole season, and then I'd have someone edit it, and then I would just have each one release like one after another each day or some shit.
That'd be some bulk shit.
Yeah, that's a bulk order. But sometimes, and this is the unfortunate side, people tend to forget that when you're even at the size that I'm at, when you look at all my channels, people forget there's a lot that goes on into all these things. And like, it's not like, I don't know, like I feel like people really think like, oh yeah, just do it. And like, oh yeah, just fucking do it. And then that's it, right? It's not like that, unfortunately. So, but yes, that's all the time we got for these comments, guys. Thank you again for submitting your comments and whatnot. And as a reminder, let us know whatever. It doesn't even have to be on any of the topics that we discussed or any of the things that we had mentioned. But if there's anything that struck a bell, hit a nerve, write it in the comments, email, whatever. Make sure you're answering the Spotify polls so that we can get y'all involved in the conversation and so on and so forth. So the other thing I want to talk about is actually something that you showed us. And I asked you and you didn't answer me. So I'm going to ask you here again. There's a Moro figure that was spotted at Comic-Con. Is that right?
Nah, it was just some random store. I didn't respond because I went back the next day to figure out what store it was, and I took the picture in passing.
Okay.
And I sent it to you, and then I went back to see like what brand it was or whatever. But the dude who was running the shop didn't even know like where the fuck he got it from. I was like, "Can I see the box?" He's like, "Oh, I don't have it." I was like,
"Oh, one of those."
So I got no details on the fucking figure, but it looked official as hell. That's all I have.
That's interesting. Yeah, see, because it's so funny how you shared that at such a crazy time because Comic-Con was literally happening that same weekend.
I know.
Yeah, so that shit kind of lined up, and I was like, right? It had me gasp a little bit. So why do I bring this up? Is because, as we've discussed in previous episodes several times over, it's that if they have the toys, then that means that the official shit is happening. And that is coming, right? We've said this. So the fact that Kai had, I mean, but see, now it's even a bigger mystery though. Because you were in a store. Mans had a fucking figure. He didn't even know what the brand was. See, that's important information. Because if it was like,
yeah, that's seriously important information. I needed to know who the fuck made the statue because, like I said, it looked official. So I wanted to know if it came from an official place because that means something to me, so that I could at least bring that back over here. That's why I went back there to get that info, right? Dude had no idea what the fuck I was on about. Couldn't give me any information. All of his statues looked completely lit. He had, like all types of anime statues everywhere. So it was really cool, but I got no info out of it at all. And then when I was explaining the situation to my friend who I was there with, he like overheard it. He was like, "Oh, it's not out. Then you gotta get it now." I was like, "Ha, no, I don't."
What if that man was fucking lying?
That's also a possibility because I wouldn't put it past certain people. I mean, there's a lot of talented people out there, right? There's a lot of talented people out there that know how to make their own shit. So, I wouldn't put it past there being the possibility of that particular store maybe even selling like their own created like 3D printed or whatever type of statues.
100%.
Right? Because think about it like this. Video game stores, I don't know if you know this, they actually sell versions of games that are not even official. But because they go through the process of like putting it in an actual cartridge and they have the translations on it, like say it's like an import, right? Like, and usually like this game, like if the game never came out localized and like it involves all the things that I just said, and then like they make it look all nice or whatever. I guess I mean, you ask me, I don't think that's fucking legal at all, right? But the fact remains, I've seen it with my own eyes. For example, y'all know Ness and Lucas from Smash Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the games that they come from are called Earthbound. In Japan, they're called Mother. Mother 3. So there's 3 Mother games. It's Mother, Mother 2, Mother 3. In America, we never got the first one. We got Mother 2. We know that as Earthbound. That's Ness's game. The third game is Mother 3. We never got that one either. That's Lucas's game. He said, "Motherfucker." Yeah, exactly, right? We never got that motherfucker's game, right? To this day, people are still waiting for Nintendo to just release it or to just put it on the Switch. How easy could it be? But Nintendo does not give a shit about game preservation. That's a whole nother topic in and of itself. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. But the point is that Mother 3 never came out. And obviously, since it's been so many freaking years, there has been dedicated fans that know how to translate, know Japanese. They've translated the whole entire ROM, and you can, it's easy. Google, right? Like Google's like your best friend. You can look up anything you want, and you could play a translated version of Mother 3, right? You can. So there's stores that take that shit to the whole next level. They're like, oh, we're going to give you the fucking nostalgic feel. And it's not just going to be you playing that shit off your computer. Nah, son, we're going to sell you the cartridge, right? That has that game on there. So it's like you can feel like, you're actually playing it legit. So it's, it's whatever. And people are into that kind of thing. But that's my point, is that there's folks that take it, like, they take the reins and they just they can make something look mad legit, but it's not. So, like, it's interesting. And I'm actually leaning more towards that being the actual possibility of what you encountered, just because I feel like after a weekend like San Diego Comic-Con of all fucking events, that so much shit gets revealed. We all would have heard something if like motherfuckers go crazy at the literal breath of anything that could lead towards anything pertaining to Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is facts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta remember, that's also not something that like came out recently. That's something that's been sitting in his window for God only knows how many months.
Yeah, so like
I just happened to stumble across it.
Right, yeah. So, but I mean, I still think it's worth investigating on your detective shit. I feel like, whenever you do get that time, like, you run into the owner who actually fucking knows what the hell he's talking about.
That was the owner. He's the only dude that worked there. That was literally like the OG old dude that was trying to. That's why I know he didn't know shit. He wasn't lying. He was just clueless.
Okay, so
It'd be like that.
All right, so you know what that means? So this is good information, because now I can fucking decrypt this in my own way, right? When you have a store owner,
it's probably some bootleg shit that was really well made.
Exactly. Like when you have a
fucking loser.
Stop. When you have a store owner that has no idea what the fuck they're selling, there's almost like 100% chance that shit is not even a legit figure. Like that shit, it was done by somebody who probably was able to.
My first question was, show me the box.
Nigga didn't want to show you the fucking box.
Probably because it didn't exist.
What type of fucking business is that?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
And I could tell you, and here's the thing. Okay, see, this is a good talk right here, because I've been to legitimate like figure stores in Japan, right? Where you walk in and it's just glass fucking display cases where all the figures are just displayed and they all have a price tag and they all have a number, right? So when you know what you want, you fucking have a little piece of paper or pencil that they provide. I know it's a little old school, but that's Japan. You're not gonna complain because they got the good shit. And I had my shit, wrote down the fucking number. You find a store clerk, and you point. You could either just pass them the shit, or if you're right next to them, be like, that one, right? So then they go find the box, and they put that shit in there, and you check out. But I will say though, not all of them I have the box though. But I mean, like
it's the same concept for a lot of other things, like jewelry, for example.
Ah, yes.
Like, nigga, if I want to try on some shit, nigga, let me try that shit on. I want to see how that fucking look on me, bro. Like,
yeah.
Before I buy that junk, stop playing.
Yeah. That's
It's the
funny.
same shit.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy.
You can't just display it and not let me try that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, like on the topic of Dragon Ball though, like what the funny part is? Didn't a new chapter come out?
No idea. I don't.
Don't worry.
Pay attention.
I didn't read it. Don't worry. I did. I actually didn't read it because I had too many other things going on. Funny enough. But yeah, like this episode's not even outside of this little portion. we're not even gonna talk about it or mention it because I can guarantee you that it's a whole lot of nothing and no new.
You could literally probably just go to the end of the page just to see where they are.
That's actually, you know what? Let me do that right now because I actually
No, please don't.
I just
Please.
want to know
Skip it.
from what he
Skip it.
said.
You want to know? Watch the movie. Bye.
Yeah, but that's different. I'm
No,
talking
no,
about
it's not different. They don't deserve this shit.
yo. Do you see how defensive Kai gets over this shit? Like, I don't think I've ever seen
It's a waste of time. We don't gotta be here for this. We get it. He went beast. Next.
Oh my god. You know what's crazy? You're lucky. I can't. It's not even on the front page, bro. It's not even
All
on
right,
the front
great.
page.
Next.
Holy shit. That's so funny. But yeah. You know, another anime news. One Piece is getting a live action Netflix adaptation. Did you guys see that?
Who gives a fuck about live
Wow.
actions?
Wow.
Pretty sure we talked about it already.
Did we?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't remember. I know I didn't see the trailer though. I just knew about it.
Listen, there has been way too many failed anime reactions.
Okay.
Live actions, I mean.
So name the failed ones.
Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Was terrible.
Evolution, of course, that's number one.
Terrible. Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Fucking
Yep.
trash.
Yes, okay.
No ice.
No ice.
No
It's
veins.
dry. Yep.
Garbage.
Trash. Yep.
Holy shit.
Continue.
Fell asleep.
He did, and he woke up mad. Can confirm. It really
Wasted
happened.
money. Wasted.
Yes. You were-
He fell
I would
asleep
fucking
and
dispute
you woke
that
up
shit
mad.
next day at the bank if I had to. Fuck.
He literally, I'll never forget that shit. It was really funny. And this was 8 years ago.
Trash.
This was 8 years ago when you weren't even this savage. And the fact that
I was blooming.
it would, oh my god, whatever. And the fact that it actually happened, like yo, when I say he fell asleep and he woke up mad, like it was probably the funniest fucking reaction I've ever witnessed in my life. Because like I'm the one that really suffered through it, wouldn't you think? Like he didn't even watch it. I watched it. My mother watched it to a point, and then she fucking fell asleep too. But yo, when y'all came to, I saw it and I was like, damn, man, that shit sucked. You would have thought he watched it. Because when he got up, he was like this. He was like this, right? And then he was like, he woke up, he was like, oh my God, like, oh, like that, I can't believe that shit. Like, that's how bad it was off the intro, I guess. Because that's all he saw.
Yeah.
The movie watched him.
Instantly went to sleep on purpose.
Seriously. My God.
I don't even know what other animes have a live action. I forget. But those are like the main two.
So what you're saying is that's 2 on your list.
That's all I need to see.
The Death Note one.
Holy, well.
Which one?
There was actually one that
Doesn't
was
matter. One of them blew.
okay.
You can add it to the list.
Wait, did you say all of them?
No, I said it doesn't matter.
It does matter though. Because there's good Death
If
Note
you're
live action
asking me which one,
adaptations.
that means one of them fucking sucked. So you're adding it to the list.
Yeah. The one,
Okay,
that's fucking trash is trash.
Well, that's also what I'm saying is because there was like 3 of them
Well,
that
third
followed.
time's a fucking charm, I guess. Like, holy shit.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
fucking crazy.
Oh my God.
What else? There's more?
There's a lot of live action adaptation. You know what? Let me Google this.
They're doing another live action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Fuck out of here.
But that's just gonna be fire though.
Is it the blue niggas?
No, that's
No. The Last Airbender.
yes. Why do you even have to ask?
What? The blue niggas?
What?
They fucking named their movie after Avatar. The most confusing movie title I've ever fucking experienced. That was
Technically speaking, it's the other way around. The James Cameron Avatar movie came first, and Avatar: The Last Airbender, they had to add The Last Airbender because James Cameron wanted to sue them because
Type
Avatar,
shit.
the
Wait,
kids
is
show,
that-
started blowing up.
Is that
type
true?
fucking shit.
Oh, I didn't know that. What the fuck? I really didn't know that. I always thought, because I mean, I remember watching Avatar,
The Last Airbender.
like on TV as a kid or whatever, and then that
I've
movie
heard that
came
from
out.
quite a few places over the
isn't-
years. So unless all those sources are wrong, then yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true.
Wait. So you're saying the blue niggas was before Avatar: The Last Airbender?
That's what he's saying.
like the anime.
As far as
the
the
show?
naming and things like that, maybe it didn't release first, but he had the concept and like, you know, the rights to the name Avatar. And then The Last Airbender came and blew up, and he was like, no, Avatar is my show. You're not taking that. So they added The Last Airbender to the title.
So he said, that's fucked. Yeah, that is pretty fucked. I'm not even gonna lie. He basically was like, "Oh, it's doing well. No, you can't use that name. Sorry, I've been working on something
Trash.
that took him fucking a million years anyway. I didn't even see the second Avatar. Anyways, the whole point. I found the list. There's a lot of fucking live action
All right,
movies
just
here.
name them down. I'll say trash.
No, because you literally haven't seen most of these.
I don't need to see them.
Yes, you do, because some of them are good. They're great actually.
Just start naming.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Probably yes.
Oh, see, this is how I know. This is how I know. First of all, if you knew, then you would know that everyone that has ever seen this film has nothing but good things to say about it.
What do they rate it?
I don't know. Good ratings.
What's the star?
5 out of 5.
How?
Because they're good. That's my point.
What's the review?
All right. I don't have all that information in front of me.
Next.
Yo, I'm gonna say, watch this, Kai. I'm gonna say this next one, and he's gonna be like, "Don't know it. It's trash, right?" Alita, the Battle Angel.
Who the fuck?
I
is
fucking.
that? Next. The fuck?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's a live action?
I guess so. I'm looking at the poster right here. I never saw
How
it.
the fuck can they do JoJo's Bizarre Adventure live action?
They did it.
They didn't need
Beats
to.
fucking
They
me.
did it. Bleach.
Wow. I don't know.
And
That shit sounds like a bust.
but it was actually good. Surprising. It was.
I don't know if I believe you on that one. I'm gonna have to give my own opinion.
First
I
of
think that's a
all,
little biased
wait,
as fuck.
no,
So I'll
no,
have
no.
What's the rating?
to
What's the
check
star?
other opinions on that shit.
What's the star rating?
Pause.
What's the
Yeah,
star rating?
right. What's the star rating?
Time.
What's the star rating?
I don't know the star rating.
What do you mean?
I'm looking literally.
Isn't it right in front
of you?
I
Next.
have a series of pictures that I'm just looking off for reference to say that there's a lot of live action anime already.
All right, next.
A lot of shitty ones, especially if we've never even heard of them and we some anime heads. Next.
Listen, I know that you especially think that I just think everything is one of the greatest of all time, but
Listen, I don't think you understand how many times you throw that phrase out there. Listen to your damn self.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't say that for this. I just said it was good. Bleach. That was it. It was good. I didn't.
Still though.
No.
don't know if I even
Because
trust that.
like when you say it's good, like you giving it the benefit that's like your benefit of the doubt type good. That's your like, oh yeah, the Bleach story is good, so this shit has to carry.
No, but I saw it.
No, it
though.
doesn't. It might still be ass.
But no, I actually watched it, and I can say from my own opinion, not just like saying, "Oh, it looks like it's good." It was a good movie.
What would you rate it?
Oh, out of what? 5 or 10?
10.
Out of 10,
Five.
I'd give it like a 7 or 8.
That's terrible.
Wow. How the fuck is that terrible?
I don't think an 8 is terrible.
A 7 is terrible?
I mean, your 7 is probably my 4.
That's a good one.
Yo, that's fucked up. That's actually OD.
That's fair though.
Good night.
Nah, fuck that. That's OD. Full Metal Alchemist
That's
had
fair
one.
though.
No, I don't know.
That conversion was real.
I don't know. But I don't know if I'm gonna.
Yeah, see,
He cut your shit in half. He said out of 10 stars just so he can rate it out of 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, all
Nah.
right. So what happens if I had it out of 5 and I gave it like?
I don't even think you can accurately do a rating of 5.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like for
It
the
has
shit
to
that
be
we
10.
talk about here,
Has to
it has to be out of 10 because there's so many things that go into it, and I understand that. But like a very straight to the point rating system is a 5-star system. I'm not gonna lie.
But that's because they still have half points in there. And when we use a 10-point system, we don't use any halves. We use whole numbers. So it's still a 10-10.
We still
It's just
use
however
halves.
you want to fucking think about it.
Well, we use halves just in case, or to give something a little
yeah, that's
leverage.
like a super like I don't know. That's crazy.
Fuck, man. All right. I'm gonna name you. I'm gonna name you one more, and then that's it. Wow, I totally forgot about this. Assassination Classroom. Shoutouts to Koro Sensei. I fucking missed that motherfucker.
I remember that shit.
That
a little bit.
fucking. Did you ever watch that show? Okay.
Of course,
You did?
long time ago.
Oh, that's awesome. That's what's up. That's what I like to hear, dude. That shit.
A real show, not this live action shit.
But it does have a movie though. It has live action adaptation. That's the point of
It
this.
doesn't need a movie or a live action
I
adaptation.
really don't.
Listen, guys.
They were just wasting money.
Yes,
Put it towards somewhere else.
yes.
Oh,
Next season.
oh my god. Listen here. Okay, I'm just gonna say it like this, simply as this. It's not that they do or don't have to, but notice how all of the series that I named, and there's way more, they all gained some level of popularity to even get to that point to where they got a movie adaptation. So if they got a movie adaptation, that means to some degree it was successful, at least in Japan's eyes.
But the thing is, even if they're successful, why the fuck would you even try to make a live action if it's not going to be A1?
Because
then you're just going to tarnish the name.
okay, and you know what? Guess what? That's fair.
It's better
But it's not just with live action that you run that risk. You run that risk with just doing a regular anime adaptation. Because look at Promised Neverland.
well, they just fucked up.
Okay,
The season 1,
season 1 was flawless.
exactly. So
Season 2 though.
they just flopped. Because apparently season 2 is different from the manga, no?
Oh yeah, it's very different.
So if that's the case, then that's the creators fuck up. Because how the fuck?
Nope, you're wrong.
Or whoever fucking did it.
It's the fucking studios that had the power to do that in the first place.
What, to not go page for page or something?
It was at their discretion. They felt like, and that's the thing. That's the whole point I'm trying to get to ultimately, is that the reason why these things even exist is because there's a level of popularity, and once they hit that threshold, then they're trying to essentially milk that product to where they can make more money out of it, even if it's for a short time. Like all businesses and corporations, they must have to have some sort of timetable in mind, in place, so where they're like, okay, this is doing really well for itself, but we don't project it to be as big as Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto. You know what I'm saying? So we'll do it because we have the money, but we're not gonna put our all into it because we don't even have that much faith into it, or we just don't care about it enough, and we'd rather use our resources towards other shit. And that's probably what ended up happening for Promised Neverland season 2, because to be completely honest with that shit, they had zero reason to even do what they did for season 2. And the unfortunate side is for folks like, did you read the manga for Promised Neverland?
No.
Okay, so for folks like y'all that has only seen the anime, and let's say you watch season 1, you're like, yo, this is fire, I can't wait for what to see happen in season 2. And then you see season 2, I'm not even gonna spoil it, but it's very lackluster, and things kind of progress in such a way where it's just like, what? Like, why? I was expecting this to be way more epic and something, right? You don't get that big bang for your fucking buck, right? But when you're like someone like me who's read the manga in full, and I got to experience how great of a story that shit is from start to finish, and all the things that happen in between, all the fucking drama that takes place, that those kids go through in that fucking adventure when they leaving, son.
That doesn't make any fucking sense to me right now. So are you saying that the story for the anime is different than the story for the manga. They rewrote the show.
In season 2, yes.
When you watch season 2, or if you have, you can literally. So realistically, if let's say you're an anime only, so right? So you watch season 1, season 2. You could watch up to like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, I stopped after that.
And then that's when it derails. They purposefully went like this. They went
So
completely
it's just
left.
its own story that doesn't follow the
You see,
manga.
but that's
Yes.
why I'm saying, like, bro, that shit don't make no sense. Even
weird.
with the mindset of saying, oh yeah, like this isn't gonna do better than Dragon Ball. First of all, you shouldn't even be comparing your own anime to fucking Dragon Ball, because why would you even do that? You're just looking for failure.
Oh.
Fucking losers. like worry about your own shit, worry about your own growth, see how far you can take it, and whatever.
Yeah, but
It doesn't make fucking sense.
I mean that's a great way to
Why would you
think.
change a potentially great story or a great story? Like,
Because that's what I'm saying. Somebody must have not cared enough
well,
that
nigga needs to
had
get fired.
power, that had influence, and said, yeah, no, let's just do it like this.
Dummy.
And that like, because otherwise it makes zero sense, because like the Promised Neverland manga was so fire. Like, I don't know, like I don't even have time to give you guys like a better example to freaking like really exemplify this shit, but
Just put that John in notes or some shit.
yeah. All right. Well, that is all the time we have left for today, but we're not gonna leave y'all without your banger of the week. And it is My Adventures with Superman.
What the fuck?
Probably the shortest one you'll ever hear. Very short. Very short. Admittedly, I didn't know what to fucking use. So I just picked that one. But
That's surprising.
yeah.
There was definitely better ones.
I know. I was on the spot. So
Type shit.
yeah, I admit it. But yeah, feel free to suggest any bangers of the week, guys, because I mean, there's a lot of bangers to go around, and I didn't want to just keep going from Bleach ones because I could totally do that, and I didn't want to do that because I was like, oh, what Bleach one could I use this week? I don't want to do that, but either way, it is now that time for Patreon shoutouts. Yes. Huh. Okay. Yes, sir. If you want to hear your name shout out at the end of these episodes, go ahead. Full Power Podcast over on the Patreon page. Become a thriving Ozaru today. And shout out to our boy Jayante Sheridan. Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to our boy Anthony Parker. Oh, thank you. Park it. Thank you to the self-proclaimed, she calls herself this now, Wifey Ooch. Thank you.
Icy.
Ice. Shout outs to my boy Dante TX. Thank you. Suck it. Shout out to our boy Jerick Rivera. Thank you. Ice. Here's a new one. Shout outs to our dude Lord Payne. Thank you. Oh, I knew you would like that name. And shout outs to our boy Mr. Washed. Oh, thank you.
Clean that joint.
Clean it. And shout outs to our dude Odd Man Out. Yeah. Thank you.
Never count that man out.
Never count him out. And shout outs to our boy Ryuzaki Kenpachida. Thank you.
Ken Potch.
And shout outs to our dude Soul Awakens. Oh, thank you.
Wait, shut.
Wicked. Shout out to our dude Super Saiyajin SAWFT Soul. So thank you.
Yeah.
And shout out to our dude Travis Boyette. Thank you.
Type shit.
Thanks.
Tings.
And shout out to the dude with the final Shidori Vegeta Uchiha. Thank you.
Type shit.
And shout out to our dude, Worse Than a Demon. Thank you.
Demon time.
I just like doing that. It's really fun.
Fire.
Attention! Yes! He's the only one! Yes! Live the rising sun! Yes! He's our fucking boy! Yes! His name is...
Juice. Ice. Juice. Beige. Juice. Ice. Juice. Chicken. Oh! Fucking ice arrows.
Yeah,
If you want to hear any shout out in the episodes, you want to support, get your extra content, behind the scenes, hit us up, Full Power Podcast, over on the Patreon page. That's Full Power Podcast on the Patreon page. Oh. And if you have a comment, question, concern, business inquiry, or fan art trying to sponsor, trying to be a real one, I don't know. Hit us up, fullpowerpod@gmail.com. That is fullpowerpod@gmail.com.
Oh no.
why the fuck you looking at me for? But
Do you understand that IQ is not here to fulfill his duties of the Twitter song?
that don't mean it's passed down to me. That don't mean it's passed down.
Listen, I would ask Kai, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm asking you.
I don't even know how to do it.
Okay, all right. I'll give you
Oh my god.
I will give you a week to prepare.
A week to prepare.
And as in prepare, I need you to know the things. But until then, I'm gonna need you to do the fill-ins how I do for him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like when I go, yeah,
But this is
okay,
like,
you know that? Yeah,
this was gotta be special. This is the goodbye.
exactly. Like this is like our Twitter send-off type shit. You know, you have to learn these things. You know.
Twitter send off.
All right. So, are you ready?
Go on.
Anata itara,
Mm-hmm.
anana ai oita, onashita no wa,
Uh-huh.
aoi aoi ano sora. Hit us up on the fucking Bluebird, cause fuck X.com. It's Twitter, bitch.
Bitch ass niggas.
At Full Power Pod. All right. So, that wasn't too bad. It had your own flair to it. I respect it. Had to speed up the tempo up a little bit. But you know, it's a new version. That was fun.
New version.
Either way, it's another episode down the drain right here. Full Power Podcast, you know what I'm saying? The best podcast, the most fun, the most real. Make sure you guys are letting us know what y'all want us to talk about, things you want us to hear us discuss and go back and forth. It don't really matter about what it could be, you know. Listen, until Toei gives us something new with Dragon Ball, and the manga does not fucking count, then you know, we're at the mercy of, I guess, whatever, you know, whatever goes down. So, brothers, do you have anything left for the people at home?
Yeah. Stay fresh, stay clean. Get yourself a nice fucking cologne.
I like how you-
Spray that John. Type shit.
Okay.
Yep.
Very nice.
That's about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Stinky knees.
All right.
Shut up.
Oh, so you're shouting them out now.
Yeah. Because they're
Interesting.
out there.
That's crazy. Kai-Kai-san, what do you have for the people at home?
Nothing this week. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Alrighty then. Well, folks, take care. It's been your boy, Ooch, the Iceman, brother Ooch, the homie of all the Kais, Kai-Kai-san. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Make the proper take. Keep it locked, loaded right here on this very podcast. Stay safe, stay clean, and stay the hell inside. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye. See ya. Peace. I still like them sneakers, man. Totally.